Hey, Benjamin. Hey, Jasmine. I hope you guys are doing well. I want to congratulate you on a great first session. You guys really did amazing. One of the challenges I want to give you today is I want you to listen. While you listen to this recording, I want to see how many ums, ahs, or filler words I use. So make sure that as you listen, you mark them down and then let me know on Sunday how well or how badly I did. Okay. So this is my first full conversation of the day. Haven't talked to, well, I talked to my husband and my daughter, but you guys are it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to go through what I promised in our call, which is the structure piece. And you will receive two emails that, let's go back. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to send you two copies of this, one in English, one in French. So you'll be able to use it for either language. You can use this for any type of presentation. It is a guide to jot your ideas down. This is not where you go and write the whole speech. What I always suggest to students is that write down the things you want to talk about so then you can expand on them later. Something to keep in mind, if you are speaking 5 to 7 minutes, it's about 740 words to consider. So I think then your next presentation, we said it was about 2 to 3 minutes. So you're going around the 350 mark. So you always want to start with the conclusion. You want to make sure the people know, I apologize. You want to make sure that you know what the purpose of your presentation is. What do you want people to think, say, or do? Ça va être quoi ton plan d'action pour ton public? Qu'est-ce que tu souhaites qu'il fasse à la fin de ta présentation? It's also where you wrap up what you talked about. It's where you put that remaining argument, you suggest what people can do, and summary statements are done. That's pretty standard for any, sort of essay / presentation. But the piece that I want you to think about is when I'm putting my presentations together, whether it be answering a question or a presentation for school, what is it I want the audience to get out of it? Okay, that's the first train of thought you want to have. You want to put that idea in here. What do you want them to think, feel, or do? What is the action they're going to take? These were some of the lessons that students in the past had shared. So there was, the first one was a girl, she wanted people to know that dance is how she expressed herself. She encouraged people to collaborate. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, she had suffered from depression. So this was something that she used to get out. This young gentleman shared about how he found his passion and he wanted to help other people find his passion. And this girl, she wanted people to get excited about archaeology, which is something that she really cared about. These were the goals they had. This was what they wanted people to get out of it. And to be able to populate the middle part of the speech, you need to know what your plan of action is. If you don't know that, how can you possibly tell them what they need to know? So the middle part of the speech development outline, this is where you put your points, and you have to have supportive material, a story, an example, some data, something that will support what you are talking about. Now, in your example, in your cases, you are talking about a mythical person that you are creating, but each part of that person that you're going to explain in your story, you have to give them something, right? The why they are a certain way. So I think, Jasmine, you're working on the body part. So consider this, how are you going to describe the person? Why do they have these characteristics? What is it that people need to know about them that makes them so special? So this is the middle part, right? So now you've decided here what the action, what you want people to think, feel, or do. And from this, you're going to be able to say, well, for them to think this way, I'm going to put the idea in here, and I'm going to give an example or tell a story. I want them to feel a certain way. Well, I'm going to tell them this, a very touching story about my character's grandmother, and that grandmother passed on very important information or important traditions from a long time ago. These are some of the traditions, okay? And so on. And last but not least, there's always the beginning part of a presentation, whether it be the essay or it be a presentation. You want to really get people going. You want to get them hooked from the beginning. You want that introduction to be strong. So you have to use an attention getter, maybe a rhetorical question. And when you do that, it makes you look like the leader that you want. Right here, I say authority on the subject, but you want to sound like, okay, I know what I'm talking about, and you want to listen to this. One of the things I love using is a quote. Okay. Quotes really can create impact. It hits people here in the heart. They relate to it. So that's something to consider as well. So your intro and your hook. So what are the ideas you're going to use for your introduction? What are you going to use to capture people's attention? Often you can use the journalist questions of qui, quoi, pourquoi, où et comment, who, what, where, when, and why. These are really good ones to ask people, okay? So those are the three major parts. Yeah, those are the three major parts that you need to focus on. Now, if you have any questions, make sure you drop them to me in an email so I can answer them right away. I hope you guys have an incredible week, and I can't wait to see you guys next Sunday. Okay, bye for now.